Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Weekly Whatever, our weekly show where we talk about whatever we want. I'm Chris,
And I'm Brad.
and we're bringing you Survivor yet again, because that is what we are all about on the Weekly Whatever.
Hell yeah.
Right? Oh, yes.
Hell yes. All right, so we're talking about the merge episode
Yes.
of Survivor Worlds Apart.
We're doing now.
This was a great episode.
It was super fun and
Yeah.
super stressful, but also super fun.
Yes, definitely the best episode of the season so far.
Which
And
generally fits with everything we always say, like the game starts at the merge,
yes,
and the fun starts at the merge.
yes. This season
Here we
actually
are.
it had a pretty decent early game.
Yeah, it was fun. I
Yeah.
mean, how much of that is just us projecting because we are, digging into it so much more, right?
I
Do you
think
think it is a decent early game
I
or
think I think it is actually because I think just about everybody there was playing.
true?
Everybody was really. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, there was nobody out there that was just kind of a complete waste of space.
yeah, that's fair.
And
Give you that.
that yeah, I think it's been good. Been really really good. And it's only going to get better, hopefully.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. All
Doesn't get
right.
worse after the merge.
Shouldn't. It really shouldn't. All right, so we're going to recap the episode, and then in the second part, as always, we're going to reveal our picks, who we think is safe, and who is in danger of going home.
Danger zone.
In the danger zone. All right. So last episode we saw that Joaquin was removed from the video game.
Yes, he is respawning in the Ponderosa.
Yeah. Um. So right at the beginning of this episode, Mike goes over to Joaquin's bro, Rodney,
Yep.
and does damage control, which is what we expected. I thought he did a pretty good job.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Um.
Roddy's still an insane person, and for
Yeah.
reasonable reasons, didn't trust him and is not happy with what went down. But I mean, he still was accepting that he needs them or he needs to rejoin that fold, at least temporarily.
Yes.
He wants to cut all their heads off,
Yes.
but
It's interesting because he wants to get all these guys out that just betrayed him, but he
mm,
also needs them because it's a game of numbers. He's kind of playing like Natalie did last season, with that
mm,
mentality at least. He's not really
mm.
playing the same way because he's a psycho, but but he's thinking about it the same way where Natalie wanted to get John back for blindsiding Jeremy,
mm,
and it
right.
ended up
Mm,
she ended up doing really well, but Ronnie's probably not quite as good as Natalie was.
mm.
All right, we also see at the Nagarote beach, the no collar beach. Um, Kelly, this is right before the merge. We know the merge is coming. They're talking to Kelly, and Kelly, through the biggest smile, says, "No, I'm not tight with them."
Yeah,
Just okay. Did anyone believe that? Really?
I don't
Uh,
know.
yeah. Uh, and as soon okay, so the tribes go together. First thing, Kelly and Mike just hug it out,
Mm.
which to me is very telling, and to the no colors that should be very telling. These two are tight, but we did it. We're merged.
But yeah,
12 people.
a lot, a
It's a
lot of
lot of
people
people.
on
It
one
is.
beach, and
Yes.
I mean, they had to do the whole rebuilding of the camp.
That was weird.
I didn't understand why that was
Really
necessary.
weird. Yeah.
But as you said, like it was kind of to play up the difference of collarness and like, oh, these people work hard. But it didn't really happen that way. I think that's what the producers
No.
were thinking.
Yeah, I think that
Didn't
was
really
the
play out.
idea. That yeah, they're trying to get the white collars to tell the blue collars what to do, while the no collars do nothing.
Braid their hair.
Yes, they braid their hair and go skinny dipping. Um, Not how it played out at all. I mean, at least from what we saw,
It looked like the work just kind of got done,
yeah.
which is
Uh,
fine.
yeah.
I'm
I'm
happy.
I'm hoping that's not like the twist that Jeff has teased for the season. It's like every time they go back to camp, their camp's just gonna be fucking destroyed.
Really?
That would just
What?
that would be
God
not.
Jeff! Again? Eventually just go nuts and burn, torch the place.
Yeah, let's burn that shit
Get
to
your
the
dad out
ground.
there, motherfucker.
Yeah. One thing
But
to
I
note.
mean, it's probably not just because when Jeff was doing all this teasing, it was after they had composed the season and shot it and edited and everything, right? So he would know what's gonna land and what's not gonna land.
Yeah,
So
he had said that there's a twist this season that they've talked about doing in the past but never did, and we're going to love the way it plays out this season.
hmm,
And so I
is
mean,
out.
yeah, that can't be this because this was nothing.
Yeah,
This was a
and it's not like a
non-thing.
long-term thing to play out. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. One thing to note is that they are living at the Blue Collar Beach, which still has an idol that no one has found.
Hmm.
Uh,
And the other idol's gonna go back into play.
is it? Do we assume that it is?
I assume. I'm not sure if that's accurate.
Right. I think you're right. I think they are going to put it back into play, but I don't know if they're going to cut it off because there is still two idols in the game, and I don't know if they'll throw a third back in there. I mean, I don't hate the idol when it's played correctly,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Three's a lot in a post merge game. I think we'll see.
Yeah. Fair.
I don't know. I think I think it is going back into the game as well, though. All right. So Mike and Kelly are getting back together immediately. They're hanging out.
Yeah.
The Jen says she wants to work with the white collars. Not really a surprise. And Joe just immediately jumps back with the no collars. Just sorting out the numbers. Rodney's trying to do something with Will, and this is weird. He wants a team of Rodney, Carolyn, Will, and Kelly.
Yeah, it's not exactly a dream team, but I mean, there's an idol in there that he doesn't even know about, so
Yeah.
kind of funny. I mean, I mean, yeah, it's easy to say not a dream team, but it's also from his perspective, maybe he's, rallying the disenfranchised. He thinks that these people
Right.
don't necessarily have people very incorrectly. I don't know why he thinks Kelly is,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I don't get it.
I don't know.
Kelly and Mike are very clearly together.
The only rationale to me is that he thinks that these are people he can draw in
Yeah,
because they're at the bottom of whatever.
not a great read on his
Yeah.
part. I mean, I think the group actually makes a lot of sense from Carolyn's perspective to just say yes, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Like,
She's hilarious. She's just
okay.
like, I'm doing this.
Yeah, she's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she was great this episode.
Uh-huh.
She had a confessional earlier where she's talking about how she and Tyler can't appear to be together because she's aware that all the pairs are getting absolutely ripped apart. And that's great. She's got a great read on the game. Yeah, I thought that this is a really good episode for her. All right, and Tyler actually also has a confessional saying the same thing. Both he and Carolyn had a great episode. We actually saw some confessionals out of Tyler, which is kind of weird. He hadn't said much for the whole game.
Hmm.
He had a few early in this episode. I'm like, oh no. Tyler's getting screen time. He's going home. Fuck. All right. So we know already that the white collars are going to be the swing votes. They have to choose between the blue collars and the no collars. And then we come back from a commercial, and they reveal the tribe name.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious.
Worst name
America.
or best name
Yeah.
in Merge Tribe history?
I'm
Is
gonna
this the worst
say
thing ever?
Worst. Sticking with worst.
You're siding with Shireen on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Not a good name.
No,
It's just
America.
Like if they put the apostrophe and used a U, then I would give them best. But for now, it's not. That is not.
It's just America.
Because
That's
it's so obviously not a parody that just
Yeah.
makes it really weird and uncomfortable.
yeah. We're like a second America out here on our beach. Yeah. Where are they? I don't even know where in the world are they. Do you know?
um, I think it's a world apart.
Okay, so they're just claiming it for America.
Yeah.
This land shall be
Maybe
henceforth known
it's
as America.
what's that one they have? Panama?
That was kind of
They
what I
did
was
that
thinking.
once.
They've done Panama a bunch.
No.
I don't know. They did Panama twice
It's San Juan del
earlier.
Sur. Didn't they do
Oh,
that once
right.
already?
Yeah, that was last season, right. I forgot that they're doing they filmed 2 seasons in the same location now
Oh,
to cut
they're cheap
costs.
bastards. All right.
Yeah, they're cutting costs. So the odd and even are always going to be in the same one. So 31, 32 will be in the same spot.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right.
I'm okay with that. I don't really care about the location that much, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really matter at all. All right, so tribe merge name is America, and, and we learned that Joe is still going to be the target of the blue collar tribe. All right,
Mm.
it's the endurance challenge. It's the immunity challenge that we called. It's going to be endurance.
Oh yeah, super endurance.
Classic challenge where you're just standing on a fucking pole, or you're holding onto a pole,
Mm.
and I can't believe that they've done it 6 times now, and 3 guys have won this.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
not that crazy because it's like crazy monkey people like Joe and Ozzy.
Um, well, now Joe
I,
makes it 4 guys. Yeah, Ozzy has won it. You're right. I
there
don't
have
know.
been other crazy monkey people like them, right?
I don't know. Is there anyone else like Ozzy? I mean, really? Ozzy's a
I mean,
lunatic.
yeah. If you give okay, Ozzy is Ozzy. Yeah, but I mean, this guy is a close approximation to Ozzy. Like
Sure.
cheap knockoff from wherever, but
Yeah. I found that really surprising. I thought this was a challenge that women would have dominated,
hmm
and it was 3 men, 3 women. Crazy. And by the time I had finished typing that sentence, Dan had already fallen out of the challenge, and then Will went out too right after. Um,
oh,
and people start dropping like flies. It comes down to Carolyn and Joe. This to me, I don't know if Carolyn should have stayed up as long as she did.
should
Honestly, I don't. I think
oh
she.
just to show.
Yeah,
Have-
I don't think. I don't think it's worth it.
Mm,
You have the idol. You are the swing vote. You don't need immunity. Like, don't reveal yourself as this threat
mm,
in challenges. I thought that was a bit of a misplay. It might not
yep.
come back to bite her because there's so many physical threats in the game, but I didn't think it was worth staying in that long. So
Uh,
Joe wins. Joe takes the first immunity,
unsurprising.
unsurprisingly. And as I predicted in my power rankings, the target shifts to Jen.
And she has an idol.
And she has an idol, so she's safe. And so I'm thinking this is great. Like, it's over because they'll all vote for Jen. Nothing is gonna happen. It'll be fine. A blue collar go home like Mike or Rodney, who I had at the bottom, and I'll look like a genius. And then Mike has this idea to tell Will that they're voting for Haley.
And I was like, oh man, Red, please. If Will's like, hey, let's get rid of Haley. Let me get like a couple other people with me on this. It'll be
Yeah.
hilarious. Especially for Chris sitting at home.
Oh.
He would find that hilarious too.
Oh man. So Mike wants to see if they can trust Will. And so they tell Will to vote for Haley, while everyone else was actually going to vote for Jen. If they see a vote for Haley, they know Will can be trusted, which I feel like Will when and this is okay, this is what happens. So Will's the only one to vote for Haley. Does he not then go, "Dude, Mike, what the fuck? Like I trusted you and you guys all lied to me."
Maybe. I mean, he can explain it. It makes sense. Like the whole test of trust thing.
Does
I
it?
get it. I would feel like it obviously doesn't feel good if you're the one being tested, but I don't know what this means for the future because A, he did prove that he could be trusted. And
Right.
B, the vote didn't go the way they wanted it to.
No.
And now he's still kind of like free agent Captain
I
Cody guy.
loved it.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
He flipped on his tribe, went to a bigger alliance, and lost, and now is on the bottom of a bigger alliance. So
Which is just,
yeah,
I don't even.
I loved it. That was so funny. I don't know. I mean, just tell him to vote for Jen. The result doesn't change. But okay, so here's what could have happened. If he wasn't trustworthy to Mike, he could have just gone back and said they're voting for Haley. Then Jen plays her idol for Haley, and Jen goes home, which is,
Oh.
I was like, oh fuck no, and I thought that was what was gonna happen. But thankfully, my Will is trustworthy and stupid,
Mm.
so it worked out. But wow, that was really cool. That it almost accidentally worked out perfectly for the blue collars.
Yeah.
And so before tribal council, we see that the blue collars are kind of doing a better job at bringing the white collars to their side. And when I say white collars, I'm excluding Shireen.
Mm.
I basically just Tyler and Carolyn because Shireen
Yeah.
is whatever.
It's just.
Yeah, she's with the no collars. And Jen, we see, tells Haley about the idol.
Mm.
The only person she's told.
Shockingly, it didn't happen before then.
Yeah, I was really surprised that she had not told her already. I guess that means that people are playing better, that not everyone knows who has the idols all the time ever.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Crazy.
Yes. All right. So the plan is for the no callers and Shireen to try to get out Kelly, and everyone else is going to throw votes at Jen except for Will, who's going to vote for Haley to prove he's loyal to Mike. I mean, I guess good on Mike that he's able to convince him doing that. All right. Tribal Council. I want to note something that Tyler said here, just because I think he's playing the game so politically well. You know, it was Jeff kind of tossed him a question about being the swing vote, and he said he's just looking for a home of like a group of people to play with, rather than I'm just looking for what's best for me. I think that's just it's such a small difference, but such a good answer to that question.
Yeah.
I really like that. I think Tyler's playing a great game.
Votes.
All right. So, the vote has been cast, and now Jeff asks if anyone has an idol and you'd like to play it. Do so now, and Jen stands up.
Oh, yes.
Has an idol.
Idol at the right time.
And I wasn't sure who she was playing. I was like, oh my god, is she gonna play for Haley? Did Will spill the beans? And Jen's gonna like get herself kicked out? But no. Jen plays the idol on herself. And all those votes, was it 7 votes?
It was a lot of votes.
I think it was 7 votes.
Yeah.
Cast for Jen don't count. The first vote we see is Will's. First vote, Haley. That's gotta feel so fucking shitty to Jen. Just going, oh, fuck. And then Jen. It's like, okay.
And she's just laughing it up.
Yeah.
It was a bit much.
It was. And Shireen was kind of doing the same thing. She was right in there. It's like very clearly with the no callers.
Yeah.
Weird. And unfortunately for Kelly, why Kelly? We didn't. Okay.
I don't
Why?
know.
Why not Mike? Why not Rodney? Why not Dan? Why? What does Kelly do?
I mean, okay. Maybe it's because they're thinking the kinds of challenges that they have shot at winning are challenges where Kelly is their direct competition.
Like,
So Kelly.
okay.
That's the only thing I
Unless the
and that makes
competition is catching a wooden platform with your forehead, I don't think Kelly's going to win. She sucked ass at that memory game.
Yeah. Oh man.
And physical competitions, I don't think she's gonna be beating people.
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird.
Super weird.
So weird. I thought that was a bad decision.
Mm.
You should have voted out like Rodney or Mike, who I had at the bottom of my fucking list. Could have used those points. Yeah. I don't know, that was really strange. But the one thing I will say is it could like Carolyn and Kelly were tight. We didn't talk about that. We saw that in this episode that Carolyn and Kelly were actually pretty tight.
Mm.
And if losing Kelly means that Carolyn and Tyler are kind of open to whoever needs them again,
Hmm.
I think that could be really beneficial. I don't think the No Cars have any way of really knowing that that's what they'd be doing,
Yeah.
but that is a possibility. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next week.
Mm.
And that's it. Do you have any final words on Kelly now that she's gone forever?
Nah, Kelly was kind of just around. I mean, she seemed like she was doing okay. I wouldn't have thought anyone would have targeted her, and hence we both did not do super great.
Yeah, not a great week for the power rankings
Yep.
last week. It's interesting that Mike has been targeting pairs this whole game, and then he lost his tightest ally.
Mm. That actually is kind of
Yeah.
maybe that was it.
Maybe. But did they know he was tight with Kelly? I don't know.
I mean,
It's
it should have been obvious to everyone,
I
right?
guess so. Yeah,
So
well that's what we said, yeah. I don't know. Interesting.
mm.
Interesting play. We'll see how it plays out now that I mean you still have Rodney, Dan and Mike Rodney and Mike and Joe still in the game. Really physical threats.
Yep.
All right. Preview in the next part, and then power rankings as well. Or do you want to do preview
Yep.
now? All right, sounds
No.
good.
Yeah.
We will be back in part 2 with our power rankings.
Peace.